and welcome back to Reading with a Scorpio. I'm reading My Darling Arrow right now. I'm only 13% into it because I didn't read much this weekend, you know, Easter weekend and stuff like that, so we're busy. And then for paperback, I'm reading Cruel Intentions. This is a reread for me, and I'm on page 252, which I'm hoping to maybe finish this today and see if I love it as much as I did before, and so much I am. So we will see how it's gonna go. Let me tell you what Cruel Intentions is about. It is following like a dark elite, I guess you could say kind of like a society. And there's 4 main like old money, and then there's 3 main new money, and it's all being like combined. But like in this world, girls are treated just basically as property. Like they're required to kind of just look pretty, keep their mouth shut, and pop out babies like there's no tomorrow. And the main female character, Abigail, just is not about that life. Like she does not want that for herself, so she's trying to escape this life. And Cam, who is the hero in the story eventually, he saved her the night that she was going to commit suicide, and that's literally how this book starts. Just secrets, family drama, just so much going on in this book that you just keep on reading. And I always say that this series just does not get enough hype because it is so good. I first read this book when I first started getting into like dark romance and like that genre and stuff like that, and it consumed me. And I just got the paperbacks for them recently, so I'm like reading them. So for this year, I believe there's like maybe 6 books in the series, but I read the first 3 because it's following the same couple. So those are the first 3 that I got, and I eventually want to read the next 3 or 2 that are in the series. I feel like there's 3, but I could be wrong. Following different characters that are in this friend group and group of people that we learn about and we love, and you know, keeps going. And I just cannot for the life of me wait. I'm just the type of person, or reader I should say, that I love rereading books, especially books that I loved reading. I love rereading them, and obviously it's never like the first time you read them, but like nostalgia, you know what I mean? Like I just get like that, and it's like, oh my god, I remember first reading, I remember how I felt getting to this part and things like that. And I think that's why I love rereading books so much. What this book is about and like the rest of the series, one thing I will say though, some of the old money men that are in her life, they just suck. And the things that they do to her during this book left my mouth hanging open, and my heart, like I felt like I was choking on it. It wasn't even in my ass. I felt like I was choking on it. Yeah, so definitely look up trigger warnings because a lot of shit happens in this. It was good. And My Darling Arrow. So I just this is my first time reading it, obviously. I'm reading it on Kindle Unlimited, and I'm liking it so far. It's her sister's boyfriend. So I'm only 13% in, and you learn that her mother passed away, and then they went to her mom's best friend. Her mom's best friend has a son named Arrow. So at the time when she first met Arrow, she was 10 and he was 15, and like right away she felt like she fell in love with him, like that. Now it's obviously years later. She's 18, he's however old he is, and throughout the years she's seen Arrow and her sister falling in love, being in love, and you know, her sister following him off to his career because he's a famous soccer player and things like that. And she tries to run away, ends up getting caught by her guardian, Leah, and Leah sends her to the school that she is, I guess, the principal to. It's like a reform school for girls who are obviously bad and don't listen and things like that. He is currently coming back because apparently he got an injury that he needs to recover from, and this is kind of where their story is going to take off because, you know, she's trying not to like give into her feelings and her temptations for him because of her sister. Obviously she doesn't want to ruin whatever they have, but that's why she was running away, because the temptation to do so was just like there, and she didn't want that. So I'm enjoying where it's going. I'm liking it. I can't wait to see what else is going to happen because I know it's gonna be amazing. I can feel it in my soul already. But I will update you guys whenever I start reading here in a little bit because we're about to eat breakfast. I need to get Mia ready for school so that we're not rushing around then and just get our life together. And we have bubbles inside the house. Just have to love it. Okay, so I just got my book of the month books. Let's see what books I got in here. I believe I got 2. I got The Only Survivors because I want to get more into like thrillers and things like that. I do have a couple like true crime thrillers on my bookshelf that I just haven't read yet, but this one just sounded interesting. It says 7 hours in the past, 7 days in the present, 7 survivors remaining. Who would you save? So I'm guessing this is going back and forth between past of the people involved and different points of views and things like that, which sounds good. And then I heard so many people talking about this book that I had to add it to mine, which is Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. Amazing things about this book. I'm actually super excited to read it. I'm not really sure what it's about. So let's read the description here. It says that their
love was supposed to last forever, but when life delivered blow after devastating blow, Yasmin and Joseph Wade found that love alone couldn't solve or save everything. They didn't save their marriage. Yasmin wasn't prepared for how her life fell apart, but she's finally starting to find joy again. She and Joseph have found a new rhythm, co-parenting their 2 kids and running and thriving business together. Yet like magnets, they're always drawn back to each other. And now they're beginning to wonder if they're truly ready to let go of everything they once had. Soon, one stolen kiss leads to another and then more. It's hot, it's illicit, it's all good until old wounds reopen. Is it too late for them to find forever? Or could they even be better the second time around?
Oh, it's like a second chance romance and things going on. I feel like this might break me. I feel like any book that like talks about marriage and like letting go and then coming back together always like it just hits home. Obviously, I don't know if it's because I'm married and like I can relate more to like situations that go on when I read about marriages, but somehow it always ends up breaking me and I end up crying. So there's that. So the bookmark that comes with this month is Responsibilities Are Overrated. Couldn't agree more. Hopefully soon. I'm trying to get my reading back up to where I was reading at. Like, so I got into this book slump last month when my husband left. He just got deployed, so got into this big really reading slump. Much going on around me that like I literally just couldn't sit down and focus on the book because I was worried about how my kids were doing, how I was mentally doing, just like all the little things that go on around me. And now that I'm back into reading and kind of getting my group back, I need to pick up my reading speed again because yeah. But it's just so hard with being obviously a single parent for the next couple months with him gone. It's gonna be like a weird adjustment, but like one thing that me and him talked about is that I definitely want to take like, don't clean my dishes, that is disgusting, I'm sorry. I just made breakfast and stuff like that, so I need to do those. But let me stand like this. But like one thing that we talked about, because reading is such a huge part of my life and obviously his like our life, you know, we're gonna just make it together. I told him that I really want to start taking my YouTube real serious. I started YouTube years ago. I'm not consistent with it. Obviously, if you go back and see, I started off doing like makeup videos on here and kind of like just regular vlogs here and there of like our time in Hawaii and things like that. Like I said, I just wasn't consistent enough to do it. And then I believe in 2020, I started doing book videos, I think it was, because I mean, I've always read, but I just never talked about books on YouTube. And then I think it was in 2022 where I started my Bookstagram account and that really took off for me a little. And that's mostly where I spend most of my time on, to be honest. It's just easier for me to just go on there, write a review, talk about books on my stories, things like that. And like with YouTube, I have to sit down or like, you know, vlog, kind of do it like a vlog style and talk about books and like edit it and then post it, you know? So there's just a lot more components that go into YouTube, which I don't mind, but like it's just a little bit more time consuming, especially with having kids. But we agreed that I want to spend more time putting my effort into YouTube and into my Bookstagram account and things like that. So that's what I'm going to be trying to focus on more while he's gone and doing the best that I can with that, with, you know, 3 kids, you know? So you might hear them in the background yelling, crying, doing the most, but I promise that they are okay. They are fed, they are changed, they are cleaned. I give them my attention throughout the day, so they are okay if they whine for a little. I'm in my bathroom to update you guys because I just finished Cruel Intentions, and oh my god, like I said, that was my one that I was rereading, and it's still a 5 out of 5 for me. I love the characters in it, especially the new money elites. So much happens in this that I forgot. Like, it literally keeps you on your toes, and you literally hate then love the characters, then hate them all over again. The plot twist, you just feel so angry for Abby at the end. Abigail, she goes by Abby at the end, that you're just like, I cannot believe that she gets used the way that she keeps getting used. Like, from the beginning, you see, like, in this elite world, how they use women's and how they treat the women's, and like so many secrets, and that's not even the top of it. Like, you know, as the stories keep on going, like, you find out more and more shit that these twisted rich men have done and are doing to their kids, to their wives, to like everything. That I think that's why I love this series so much, is that like I love a series that there's a ton of secrets and like family drama and things like that in general, but like this takes it to like a whole other level that it leaves you like with your mouth open. They're just like, what the fuck? Like, how do these teenagers, well, basically adults at this point, because they're all like about to be 18, like, they need therapy, because like the shit that they go through is just mind-blowing. And like, if I remember correctly how things are gonna go and I'm not missing any freaking huge things, they put Abby through the ringer. Like, this girl needs some serious therapy after everything that she eventually goes through and is going through. That like, she is so strong, and like, it doesn't matter like what her father puts her through, she always stands up and speaks her mind, which I absolutely love. 5 out of 5 for me. And if you love a book that's dark, bully romance, like heavy on the bully, family drama, elites, basic kind of like a secret society type thing, if you want to throw it out there, just so much drama. So much drama. I think my biggest issue with this book is that it's hard to believe that these, like, the main characters are like seniors in high school. I wish it kind of was like a college setting, because the things that they go through is so adult-like, but then again, like, who knows, maybe this is really how the elites live, you know, and go through things. So I don't know, it's always gonna be a 5 out of 5. Like I said, my favorite series by Sabine Davis. Sabine, I'm totally butchering her name, sorry. Because like, it's what introduced me to like really hardcore bully romance. I've never read anything this twisted and dark. I mean, I have now, but like then I'd never read anything as twisted and dark and so heavy on the bully. But like, I fell in love. It brought me to the dark side, and I just kept reading and reading and reading it. I know this book isn't going to be for everyone, but it's for me. It's my cup of tea. I haven't really read much to update you on my darling Errol, just that right now he's just kind of being a douchebag, and he's noticing her even more now, and he realized that like, how did he live with her and her sister for 13 years and literally know everything about Sarah, who is her sister, and nothing about Salem, and like, how did it go unnoticed? She's obsessed with soccer, just like he was. Like, you know, he's seen all these things that they have in common that he never seen before. So he's definitely being a douchebag because he's not understanding like why he's so attracted to her now. See how that goes. But of course, we all know, since I'm rereading the Rydeville Elite book series, I'm going on to book number 2. Kind of wish you had this discreet cover, because I would totally pick those up too. To it, obviously, it ended on the biggest cliffhanger of all times, and I need to jump right back in. I'm the type of person that once I start a series that involves the same couple, I need to keep going on until I'm done with the series. So here we are. I'm about to start that. Goal is to read the rest of the day away and do laundry. To just read some more A Twisted Betrayal. I usually read, if I'm reading a paperback, I usually read those throughout the day when the light's out. It's just easier for me to read. And this series is on Kindle Unlimited. I just got the paperbacks. I really wanted to read the paperbacks. Also, obviously on my Kindle, I usually read at night before bed. So I'm excited to see how far I can get into this book. Or like almost, let me see, like 300 and maybe like 40 something pages in it. So we'll see how fast we can read this little gem. So it is Thursday and I'm on Twisted Betrayal. I'm literally probably like have maybe a little over 100 pages left to read on it. It's so good. So many twists and turns, and you're slowly uncovering a lot. You're learning about this place, which I kind of wish, like when I think back about it, I kind of wish we got more info on what Perkarst, I think that's how it's called, like what that is, like more like background on how that works in this elite world and things like that. But everything is going so well. It's just made me fall in love with the characters all over again, with the plot, all the deceit and lies, and then they all have one thing in common. They all want to protect and not let anything touch Abby anymore because she's already suffered so much. But she's tired of that. She's like, I'm not a little princess. I can do crap too if you guys, like, you know, involve me and tell me what's going on. It won't just like drop out of nowhere and then some shit happens, like, you know? So I can't wait. I can't remember what happens to Trent, but Trent deserves everything that does happen to him and more, and his father and their father, because their father literally gives me goosebumps whenever I read about the shit that he has done or is doing, and drives me fucking mad, quite literally mad. And then we learn why Cam hates her so much. So we learn about that too, why Cam hates her so much. Well, you kind of learned that at the end of the last book. You get more into it now, and like how he grew up and how his father was and why we hate his dad as well. There's so much that goes on in this book, and I cannot, after I'm done reading the first 3 books that are obviously Cam and Abby's story, I need to finish other 2 in the series. I wonder if we get more more view of Cam and Abby in those as well. I love books that do that, like, you know, it starts off about a couple and then we kind of get points of view from other characters and their relationship and things like that, but then you still get a little bit about the last relationship. Does that make sense? I feel like that makes sense in some type of way. But yeah, it's going really well. My Darling Arrow, I haven't really read to be honest, I haven't really read much of it, but it seems like it's going to be like this thing where, like, obviously him being her soccer coach now is going to be him kind of just, you know, doing things to piss her off, but really it's turning him on. He doesn't understand why he's attracted to her. So I'm hoping to read some of that more tonight, but I really want to finish Twisted Betrayal and then read My Darling Arrow. I've also been trying to catch up on reviews like on my iPad, kind of just writing them down so then I can just transfer them to my book journal that I have out here, because I've been slacking on that. Also posting on my Instagram. I have been slacking on that as well, but that's something that I want to make a priority. Just trying to get my life together, y'all. And I'm sorry that I'm doing this all like vlog style. It's just very easier for me. I feel like these are funner to kind of edit and just easier to edit instead of me just sitting there editing out all the ums and all the lighting, you know? We're having a conversation. I'm just bringing you around my house, showing you the messes that I have everywhere, you know? Mom life. But yeah, so, oh, I got, well, I don't know. I think I might do a separate video, but I have gotten a lot of new books lately. And I just ordered another one when I literally just told myself that I was not going to order another one. But okay, I'm a sucker. Okay, I'm a sucker for buying books in just general, but I'm an extra sucker for when it's like a complete series all in one book. I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff, okay? I mean, don't get me wrong, I love buying the individual books, but if I can just buy that complete book, I will buy it. And then I'll feel like somewhat complete because that means that I have it all, that whole series right there. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'm the only one that's like that. I do love individual series books. Books are expensive nowadays, okay? Yeah, so I did that. And I usually only buy books that I've already read and that I know I'm going to like read at night before bed. So I'm excited to see how far I can get into this book. Or like almost, let me see, like 300 and maybe like 40 something pages in it. So we'll see how fast we can read this little gem. So it is a Thursday. So good. So many twists and turns, and you're slowly uncovering a lot. You're learning about this place, which I kind of wish, like when I think back about it, I kind of wish we got more info on what Perkarst, I think that's what it's called, like what that is, like more like background on how that works in this elite world and things like that. But everything is going so well. It's just made me fall in love with the characters all over again, with the plot, all the deceit and lies, and then they all have one thing in common. They all want to protect and not let anything touch Abby anymore because she's already suffered so much. But she's tired of that. She's like, I'm not a little princess. I can do crap too if you guys like, you know, involve me and tell me what's going on. It won't just like drop out of nowhere and then some shit happens, like, you know. When I do these types of like reading vlog type things, I feel like I just talk to so much and I repeat myself so much that I need to start like really getting into what I'm talking about. I mean, I'm into it, but like getting into more details and things like that. But my thing is that I'm scared I'm gonna give something away. I'm scared that like I'm gonna like give too much away and then give a spoiler away or something like that, because I don't know when to shut up. Anyways, I will see you guys in the next vlog. Bye.